Good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Make sure you get over to mygreengear.com. Link will be in the description box. Anyway, let's get serious for a minute. Man, leave Dr. Huxtable alone. We all know what happened to Bill Cosby recently, past few years. He had some women come out and say that he was slipping them Mickeys and shit. Then there was something with local law enforcement or prosecutors, I believe in Philadelphia somewhere, where they told him, hey, if you confess to this part of the story, we won't use it against you. So he tells a certain part of the story, and then they use it against him to put him in jail. But that's how he got out of jail. Because the stupid attorney, I don't know if it was a DA or whoever, you should have known not to use that against him and put him in jail if you told him you weren't going to use it against him. I'm pretty sure Bill Cosby's legal team is pretty damn sharp. But now, much like some of the other women, you have this lady coming out and accusing him of sexual assault in 1969. Now, I'm not discounting these events. They're terrible. And let's be honest, some sexual assaults are worse than others. Some are more aggressive and more damaging and more physical than others. But no matter what happens, if you were violated, how you react to it, it's up to you. Just like people, who unfortunately may lose a child, how they act when they get that news, it's just how they act. You just got to let them go. That's a horrible thing. And when something like that happens to a woman, however she reacts is how she reacts. But you would think that she would contact the authorities, have something done, but then they usually say, oh, he was rich and famous. Nobody would believe me. But years went by. This is post Me Too movement. This is post, sexual harassment blitz on the workforce and HR and sexual harassment training. So you have a much more sympathetic ear when it comes to the public and when it comes to law enforcement about these issues, when it comes to these issues of sexual assault. So why didn't the lady say something years ago? 1969, that's over 50 years ago. Now, I'm sorry, over those decades, people's sympathy is gonna recede a little bit. It's gonna wane. It's gonna get diluted by time because you waited 50 fucking years to say something. So I'm gonna be honest here. Is this a safe space? Can I be honest? Can I say what's on my heart? Too fucking bad, lady. You didn't say something over 50 years ago? You had the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the first 10 years of the 2000s, the second second decade of the 2000s. You could have said something at any of those points. Any point in time, you could have said something. Somebody would have heard you out. But it happened allegedly in 1969. I'm calling bullshit. I'm sorry, lady. It couldn't. If it happened, if it even happened, what did happen? To where you sat on this for over 50 years, were you just racked with trauma all 50 years? And here's another thing that I say to women who wait years and years, like that ugly ass psycho who Trump has to pay $5 million to. E.J. Carroll or whatever her name is, E. Jean Carroll. That lady is nuttier than squirrel shit. Look at that Anderson Cooper interview. Anyway, this is something I also say to those women who level these accusations decades after. The one with Trump was 1996, and this is 1969. How about the other women? How about the other women who are out there running in these circles who could potentially come in contact with this sex offender, with this man who perpetrates sex crimes? Or was it another one of those situations where I went to Bill's house or I went to his hotel and he drugged me, but then I came back 3 or 4 other times? Well, then how fucking bad was it? If you come back more than once, it sounds to me like you liked being drugged. You liked the party scene. You liked being around famous people like Bill Cosby. But what about the other women? Why would you want him? Why would you want to allow him to be free to perpetrate those same terrible things on other women and have them feeling what you're feeling or even worse? How could you be so selfish? This man is a predator and you're just going to sit on this info for a while? You're going to keep that one close to the vest? That's pretty fucked up. In a nutshell, I think it's bullshit. You waited too damn long. 50-some years? I don't want to hear it. It couldn't have been messing with your life that bad because you didn't say nothing for 5 decades. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize a Linktree link. Get your ass over to JerichoGreen.net and mygreengear.com. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.